Hello everyone, this is James Shore with another test-driven JavaScript video. I'm recording this on December 30th, 2012, and we're picking up where we left off in the last episode. And what we're doing here is we are creating or drawing lines in response to user dragging the mouse. And we actually have this code pretty much done, or at least the basics. I can hold down the mouse button, draw lines on our WeWiki Paint page, and the greatest thing about this is, of course, that it is completely 100% tested. Now, there is some stuff that isn't done yet. If I drag the mouse and then let go and then come back, everything's fine, but that's not tested explicitly. If I drag the mouse starting from the outside and then come in, it looks okay, but in some cases, it seems to have some trouble. Maybe it's when we drag out and then drag in from way outside. Yeah, that's it. Also, I thought that if I started from the outside and came in, it would act weird, but it actually seems okay. So yeah, so there's still a few cases left to deal with. I think I'd like it to not drag if we start dragging outside, and I think I'd probably like it to not draw the line from here to here if we go outside the boundaries. So those are a few special cases to deal with. So what we have left to do on this task, we do have those special cases. We also just need to clean up our test a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is in this episode will sort of finish off the basic mouse events chapter, and I'm going to start a new chapter with the next episode that's going to be focused on the special cases and cleanup. And the reason for that is this has just been a really long chapter, and I think it's time for us to sort of draw a line in the sand, so to speak, and start a new chapter. So now that the basic drawing is pretty much done, that seems like a good spot. So let's just go ahead and get the remaining tests in place and also a little bit of cleanup of this code. To start with, got our tests working. So let's go ahead and write some more tests. It draws a line in response to mouse drag. That's great. Does not draw line segments when the mouse is not down. Also good. Stops drawing line segments when the mouse is up. Good. Now let's say it draws multiple line segments when mouse is dragged multiple places. So what we want to say is the mouse goes down, then the mouse moves, say to 10, 20, and then the mouse, say that. Then the mouse moves again. We should see all those line segments. We should see 20, 30 to 50, 60, and then 50, 60 to 40, 20, and then 40, 20 to 10, 15. And we know this works because we've seen it work manually, but we want to know that it's going to keep working in the future. Also, this serves as a sort of documentation. This test may be overkill, but it really does serve to document what we're doing. And because we have such great code here with this mouse down and mouse move and also our expect paper paths, it's really nice and easy to write this code. So I'm happy to do it. It really does serve as documentation. And then it draws multiple line segments when mouse is dragged, when there are multiple drags. So if we drag from here to here and then say mouse up, and then we move to 40, 20, and then do a mouse down at, say, 30, 25, and then move to mouse 10, 15, and then do a mouse up. Then we're going to expect a drag from 20, 30 to 50, 60, and from 30, 25 to 10, 15. This does raise the question of whether or not the mouse up counts as a line segment, and I guess we should do that as well. And I don't think I want it to count as a line segment. Although really that's, maybe it should. I don't know. But let's just confirm this works. Missing a semicolon on line 93. Okay, great. And let's see. Does mouse up does not count as a line segment? Yeah, let's do that. Does not draw line segment when in response to mouse up event. And that's kind of implied by the test we've already got. For example, we're not seeing an extra line segment from 1015 to 1015, but I'd like to make it more explicit. So we're going to expect the paper paths to be empty in this case because there's no movement. Okay, perfect. So fleshed out tests with additional normal cases. And should have taken that out, so let's go ahead and commit that. Okay, so now that we've got that in place, we've got a nice collection of tests here. Let's go ahead and fix this up a little bit. Right now we've got this is dragging concept, but I actually think maybe we can get rid of that. And also I'd like to get rid of this duplicate offset calculation. So let's start by getting rid of this offset calculation. I'll bet you we can write a little function called relative offset. That takes the event, maybe the event page X and the event page Y, and then basically allows us to do this. So if we take this code here and put that in a function, so we'll need to pass in the drawing area, it looks like. So let's pass that in. And then we can return start X and start Y. Okay. Let's see if I butchered that. Well, we've got a missing semicolon at line 20. And the name of the function is supposed to be relative offset. And we're not using events. See, this is why I write tests, because I can't be trusted anywhere near a computer if I don't. There we go. Okay, now we can inline this. We can inline that. Should still work. Good. Let's go ahead and move this down here and rename this to element. Good. And we can get rid of all these comments. Actually, let's go ahead and finish this up first. So here we can do the same thing. We can say var relative position equals relative offset drawing area event page X, event page Y, and then index is position.x and Y is position.y. And that should still work. Good. Now let's clean this up a bit more. I think we can just inline this index. Inline that. We'll call this end. We'll call this start. And that should still work. And I'll bet you that we can actually pull out start like this. And down here, say start equals end. Have it work, which means that here we could say start.x, start.y. That's nice. Which means we can get rid of this start x here, here, and here. And that should all still work. Except on line 28. There. We'll want this to initialize to null. And that should work. It does. Okay, great. So we factored out our relative offset calculation. So now we can get rid of all of this code and this code and move this to our to-do and actually we've got all of that already in here. So that's looking pretty good. And relatively clean. Okay. So one last little thing that I want to try to get in, and then I think that will be it for this chapter. One last little bit of cleanup. I think I can get rid of this is dragging by just having the start being null do everything like this. Basically, if start is null, return. So the start is our state that reflects whether or not we're dragging or not. Yep. Okay, I don't know if that's an improvement or not, but that is all the time we've got. And that brings us to the end of this chapter. So what we've done here is simplified, or I don't know if we simplified it. We made our drag state handling a bit more compact. So we've finished basic dragging. It does work. in most cases, but not all cases. So next time what we need to do is handle special cases for drag and drop. And we also have a lot of cleanup to do. So that's going to be the start of our next chapter. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.